Greetings, friends! We got it working again. Recently, we've had a number of our equipment down, including that skid steer right there. But Lacey's dad, my father-in-law, guided us in getting it working again. It actually had a flat tire on it, so we were changing out the tire on it. He was the project director and the jack guy, and I was the muscle in the project.
See, this is all what my good dad's good for. Sitting down, adjusting stuff.
And it was a little bit of a workout, lifting up the big tires and putting them on the back of the truck for the tires to be swapped out. You gonna give it a shot?
No, I'm gonna give it to you.
It looked like you were gonna try to give it a shot.
Nah. If it's ever for you, I probably won't be able to do that.
And we ended up working on that skid steer as well as another one that needed tires to be replaced on it too. Well, we have brand new tires on that skid steer right there, and I'm so happy that it's up and going again because we need it. Recently we've gotten all this mulch here, this mountain of mulch, and we're needing to spread it out in different areas around the homestead. And it would be really, really laborious if we didn't have the skid steer. So just imagine all the bucket loads having to transport by hand. It would be quite the lengthy project, which we've done a lot of that in the past, but we prefer to use the skid steer when we can, like right now. So right now, Lacie is transporting mulch from up there at our mountain of mulch to down here by the pond where we have our ducks. And some time ago, we moved the ducks here in this area because I decided we need to have a more permanent area for our ducks. And this mulch works great for keeping their area sanitary as well as controlling the water flow as like a filter system. The ducks are a little scared of the skid steer, but they're okay. So when we were working on this project before, we had the skid steer running, and we were able to make a good amount of progress on it. However, we weren't able to get it finished, and then the skid steer was down. But now that it's back up and going again, I am so glad to be back to working on this project once again. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Believe it or not, I actually hated that song when I was a kid. I was like, oh no. And the kids would make fun of me. Every time they would be singing, they'd be looking at me. Making some progress here. Back to rowing my boat. I think that's good. Just got to spread it out a little more, but that's good. Thanks for the mulch. Sayla and I did have to make a change to this area yesterday. But before we could do so, she first let the ducks out to go on to the pond. And whenever they get ready to go out, they're pretty noisy. And then after she let the ducks out, we got to work making the change to this area that I had been wanting to make for several weeks, maybe even months now. And that is to create separate bays, separate sections in the fence for each breed that we want to reproduce and continue on the characteristics with. For example, Bay 1, we want it to be for our Pekin ducks, which are our meat ducks, which have the characteristics of getting larger for more meat. And then in another bay, we wanted our khaki Campbells, which are our primary egg layers. And then another bay we're gonna have for our Welsh Harlequin ducks, which are actually, have been in the past, kind of like an endangered breed, but we wanted to continue on with those. For a number of years now, we have used the Premier One electrified netting for our fences, for our ducks, our chickens, our goats, and even at times for our dogs. And let me tell you, I won't use anything else. I really don't see myself using any other fencing because Premier One fencing is just that great. You can hook up a solar energizer to it to electrify it, or an electric one, or even just a battery. They're just fantastic. They do a good job with keeping the animals that you want in and the predators that you don't want to get in, keeping them out. So Sayla and I pulled up the netting and then set up our different sections. So a number of hours have passed since we set up the fence to have 3 different bays for our ducks. However, we haven't trained them on these 3 different bays yet, so we're just going to have to get them to come in one side and then separate the different breeds that we want to separate. So what we'll do is we'll shepherd them to come this way, and there's a fence on the other side there, and then we'll get them to come through there, and then we'll open up that fence right there where you're at and hopefully get them to come in there. So go ahead and open it up, Sayla. There you go. You're doing a good job, Sailor. They're going the right direction. Yep. Keep it going. We got them in between here, 2 fences here. They're going the right direction. Got a cat there. Doesn't like they're afraid of that cat. Yep, keep going, guys. Keep going. Yep, keep going. There we go. Sorry, I left the monsters in the way. Keep going, keep going. Yep. There we go that way. There they go, there they go. They're going in. All right, so that was mostly our Pekin ducks, our Welsh Harlequin, and a couple Indian runners. We have a few khaki Campbells that we need to get in now. Oh, here they come. Speaking of them, come on, guys, let's come this way. There they go. Right in.
This is Amanda.
How's Amanda doing?
Good. She's real heavy.
Looks like it. Nice looking duck though. That looks like one you used to call Almanzo.
Yeah. I thought she was a boy at first. She was the biggest. But nope. Had to change the name to Amanda.
Hello, Amanda. Formerly Almanzo.
One thing she really loves is to be rubbed right here.
So overall, that worked very well. We used to have the opening of the fence on the side closest to the pond. However, I felt it was best to change the opening up to along the fence of our garden, so that way it would be easier to herd them when we needed to do so. Especially the ducks that, well, when we get new ducks, they won't be as trained as some of our old ones. It'll just be easier to herd them into a funnel along the netting and the fence, the permanent fence there for the garden. We'll just herd them right in here to where we want them to go. So now we basically have the mulch spread out that Lacie brought down. Now it's time to separate the different ducks into the different bays that we want for them to go in. Alright, Sam, so what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to get the Pekins to go over on that section and keep everybody else here.
Since we haven't fed them today, we can use food as an encouragement to move them.
Where'd you get all those smarts from? Not me, right? Let's do it. Yeah, we gotta go that way.
Quack, quack. Quack, quack. Very good.
Let's see if you can get the Pekins over there, and I'll just kind of trick the other ones to follow me over here. All right?
Quack, quack. Quack,
Be generous. See? Keep it going. Keep it going. I got the fence behind you. I got your back.
quack. Quack.
Great job, Taylor. Let's hop on over here. Let's see if we can get Greg and this other Pekin, and we can get those other two that weren't supposed to go in there. We'll get them later. Go. Come on, buddy. Which one is this one?
Amanda.
Amanda? Here, Amanda.
Yep,
Come on, Amanda. There we go. Amanda's nice. You were petting her yesterday, weren't you?
Yep.
All right, now we need Greg.
Come on, Greg.
All right.
He's coming.
There you go, Greg. I know you want to be over there anyway. For some reason, Greg just really likes being with the pecans.
We've got 4 ducks need to get out.
All right.
1 Welsh, 2 khakis, and sparkles.
All right. What about the other little mallard duck? Is that the one that came with the pecan we got?
2 pecans. We got 2 pecans,
Okay.
and they're his girlfriends. And he won't go anywhere without them.
All right. We'll let the little guy stand there.
Oh, 2 Welsh.
Micah?
Just let him go under the fence.
They're not
Do the
gonna
fence. Lift up the post. Lift up the post. Lift up the post. Yep. Yep. Just like that.
go.
Now I got sparkles and this other khaki camel we can get. We can do the same thing. We got the mulch pile helping us out.
Wank. Come on, sparkles. Wank.
I don't know why this is really helpful whenever you're trying to hurt ducks. Is walk side to side.
Under. Come on, sparkles.
I got some more rest of it. Tuck me. Oh, come on,
I can't
sparkles that
see
way.
it.
Woo. Sometimes you just got to get down and dirty. There you go. There you go. Good job, Taylor.
Too small. There you go, son.
All right, so let's head back over and let's see if we can keep the khakis here and the Welshes over there. Hey, Mikey, you been the gate guy? Gatekeeper.
It isn't really working.
So now we have our fence lifted up. We're just going to try to get them in here. So remember, the Welshes are going to go here. The khakis are here.
Wank.
Welshes are coming your way.
Wank.
There's 1 or 2, another one here. Another one. Come along your backside to encourage them. I have to start getting over a little bit.
We get a male or 2 to go under.
Hopefully it'll follow the chicken there. That'd be great.
Yeah, follow Fred.
There we go. There we go.
Very
go.
good.
Chicken's helped out that time. We got our rain shield feeders here from Stromberg's that I really like. Just leave them outside. Put the hood on. It protects the feed from getting rained on. That way you have good food. You won't get moldy on them. So after weeks of planning this out, possibly months as I mentioned earlier, we got them all sectioned off. Whew. And I do want to mention that if you are raising any animals in an area where you're having to keep them for extended periods of time, you need to have organic bedding for them. It's just going to help keep their environment healthier, so that way they are healthier. And also, if you're raising ducks, we saw we had some chickens over here with this flock. Well, chickens could be beneficial in an area that is mulched because they're going to scratch and they're just going to aerate things and also help keep it sanitized for them as well. Well, now it's time to let them do their business over the next weeks and months, so that way they reproduce. Let the male and the females do what they do, and hopefully we will have some babies of each that we want to have. We just have to wait and see. See you next time. Where all the poles are up there, bring me 2 of them. That's around the
Supposed to say action.
Action.
It's so hot in here.